Thank you, everybody. That's good advice, Corey's mom. Good job for putting that out there. I don't have any kids, but I am dealing with an awkward problem where the special lady in my life is trying to convince me it's time to have a kid. And it sucks because she is my mom. My mom's come down with empty nest syndrome, which I have learned it's this thing moms experience after they've had like a bunch of kids, but then she gets so used to having the kids around that when they finally grow up and leave the house, she realizes her husband's a dick. She just gets like 1 year of peace and quiet to finally clock like, this guy's kind of an asshole a little bit, you know? Because for years, my mom was dealing with 6 kids. 6 kids, 25 years. She was blaming us for everything. For 25 years, she was finding like spilled juice, muddy footprints, be like, oh, you kids are animals, clean up after yourselves, I'm not your maid. And then we all left. And then she still kept finding like jizzy socks everywhere. She's this detective like, I wonder who this could be. And my stepdad's like, those compression socks, pretty tight, actually. Good grip on them, you know. So now she's trying to convince me to settle down and have a kid so she can have a grandkid to distract her from that whole situation. But I don't know about you guys. Kids don't even register as like a financial possibility. You know? Like the other day, I took a hike and I saw a sign that said the trail was like stroller friendly. I literally thought it meant like... That's how far away kids are even as a concept. I saw an official wooden sign that said the province of British Columbia has made this trail stroller friendly, and in my heart I was like, perfect, I'm a stroller. What are the chances? Wow. We'll hit that jogger friendly trail tomorrow, you know? I don't know. I do believe that she has a, empty nest syndrome, because like I said, she had 6 kids, but after 6 kids, it's PTSD. It's, that's not empty nest syndrome, you know? Like, it's bad. After 25 years of being a parent, like, I feel like you just get so used to chaos, that's the only way you can relax if, like, shit's breaking, you know? Like, to this day, I think just to take a nap, she has to, like, flick on a playlist of Xbox controllers hitting the wall. You know? I got 3 brothers. She goes, bang! And she's like, oh, the boys are safe. I visited them recently. I helped them move out of our childhood home, which... that's exciting. It should have been fun, but it was not. Because I had to move them out of a place that fit 8 people back in Grand Prairie into one that would fit 2 people. And you think that you would throw out most of the things, because all the things can't fit in the new house. But I don't know if you guys have ever tried to convince old people to throw out shit they don't need. It's like trying to get gum out of a dog's mouth. You ever see a dog pick up some gum and you're like, drop it, you don't need that. They're like, I'm gonna use this one day. Everything you'd pick up just like a fucking piece of shit, just piece of junk, and you couldn't throw it out. It had an emotional backstory and a narrative as to why you couldn't throw it. Like, there's this broken TV in the basement, like, surely we can throw that out. My mom was like, no, we watched 9/11 on that. We can't throw it away. And it's memories, you know? She had a bed frame that was in the basement that was missing a leg. Like, clearly, that's just lumber. Let's just burn it. She's like, we can't. We conceived your sister on that thing. It's basically part of the family. Everything you'd pick up, you couldn't throw it out. You had to, like, build a case for a piece of garbage. It was a nightmare. The entire weekend became, like, this courtroom TV drama where I was, like, the garbage's prosecutor. And my mom was, like, the garbage defense attorney, you know? The whole weekend went, the prosecution motions this decorative watering can should be thrown out on the grounds that it cannot hold water. Its rusted handle sliced my hand and gave me tetanus. And your new house doesn't even have a fucking garden. And my mom's entire case was objection. The couple from the yard sale we bought it from was very nice. You can't betray them, you know? I like my parents, but, when you grow up, you get older, you realize that everybody's parents set them up for life differently, you know? Like my stepdad, he was real tough on us growing up. Like, the day I turned 18, he started charging me rent, and he told me that was to teach me fiscal responsibility. There's no such thing as a free ride. Good lessons. My friend Spencer, on the other hand, his stepdad let him live rent-free for as long as he wanted while Spencer worked full-time as a power engineer. And when we both turned 25, Spencer was able to buy a brand new home in cash, whereas I knew things cost money. And what's a more valuable thing to give your kid, really? If you think about 100% ownership of an asset that only appreciates and shelters your family and gives you borrowing power, or the wisdom to know Spencer had to pay for that. I know what I would want, you know? I'll never forget when Spencer, he moved in and he showed us around his place. He's like, this is crazy, dude. I'm a homeowner. I don't even know how this happened. And I was like, I bet you fucking don't know how it happened. I bet you had no idea. You had to pay for this, you idiots. You know that? You had to exchange money for goods and or services? Dipshit. I haven't talked to Spencer in a while. He was a high school friend. And anybody still friends with their like high school friends? Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, is this a younger, or is this like 25 and below crowd? Oh, you guys just, oh, wow. I guess I just moved on. I'm just like, you guys all left people in the dust, and you're like, no, we're actually still very tight. I'm still friends with a couple of buddies from high school, but I've never had like a big breakup, you know, of a friend. Has anybody broken up with a friend recently in here? You have? Yeah, what happened?
I went to the bachelorette and then got uninvited by text. To the wedding.
You went to the bachelorette, you attended it, and then she texted you like you can't come?
Never talked to me and my fiance again and made $3,000 in Facebook Italy.
Okay, that sucks for you, but also, not to victim blame, what did you do?
I genuinely do not know.
You actually sound like you were a fun fucking time. That's what I'm picking up. I'm on your side. So yeah, I've never dealt with that situation, but I had a friend, this girl that I was seeing, she was telling me that she's still friends with all of her friends from high school, but she has one friend that's been a nightmare for the past couple months, and she told me, yeah, she's been like showing up at parties and freaking out, making the whole thing about herself. She'll like interrupt people in the middle of the story to tell them to shut the fuck up. Like crazy shit. And she told me like, yeah, we're actually having an intervention for her next weekend. I was like, damn, that's crazy. Is she like an alcoholic? Is she addicted to drugs? And this girl was like, no, we're just having a cunt intervention. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, we're just all getting together. We're tricking her to come to an apartment, and we're going to tell her, Dana, we love you, but you need to stop being such a bitch. And dude, if I was Dana and I found out my friends had spent hours planning a cunt intervention for me, I would be so flattered. Dude, that's a compliment. That is I know some of you don't think so. That is a sign that you are a fun person. You know what I mean? You only get an intervention if you're an asshole, if you're a good fucking time. If you're the boring person and an asshole, the group chat just stops replying. You just get ghosted. You don't get a whole, like, no, you gotta stay in her life. But Dana is such a good time at parties that they're like, yeah, she's a bitch, but my birthday's coming up. I mean, who else are we gonna do body shots of? We can't have her. Speaking of crazy people, I almost got ran over by a car the other day out here in Mount Pleasant. I was crossing the street, and it was the red light, and I walked through, and this woman in a soccer van just blew through the red, and me and everybody else had to jump back, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you know? And we looked at her, and usually when a driver gets caught doing something shitty, they'll own up to it with like an interpretive apology dance, like, oh, I'm sorry, please forgive me, you know? They do something like that. But this woman did something I've never seen before. Hanging from her rearview mirror was a handicapped parking pass, and as she drove through the red, she gestured to it and went, I was like, what are you scapegoating right now? What are you trying to communicate? Like, I would love to brake, but my damn hip, I can't. It doesn't matter what ailment you're suffering from. You're not excluded from the braking community, lady. You know? Traffic laws, they apply to everybody, you know? You can't blow through a school zone at 100 miles an hour and then you get pulled over and tell the cop, like, it's okay, I have anxiety. These little tykes, they make me nervous, you know? I do like walking around the city. Sometimes I'll take an Uber, though, to get around. But the other night, I was out downtown, and I took a taxi for the first time in a very long time instead of an Uber, and turns out that the 5-star rating system that Uber has is keeping a lot of psycho drivers in line. I don't know if you guys have taken a taxi recently. They do not give a fuck about professionalism. They could use a little fucking rating, I think. Like, I got in this taxi, we start driving, the dude immediately pulls out a previously unseen slice of pizza, starts eating it while we're driving. I'm like, okay, we're starting at a 3-star. That's good. We keep driving. We approach a corner, doesn't put the pizza down. Instead, what he does, he takes the corner with his pizza hand on the wheel, and the other hand is keeping the other slices safe. And I'm like, oh, wow, is he gonna make it? Nope, boom, just fucking hit the curb. I'm like, okay, down to a 2 stars. This is not good. We keep driving, and he strikes up a conversation. He's like, hey, buddy, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, I'm not telling him comedian, fuck that. I'm just gonna make something up. So I was like, I'm a prison guard. Just why not, you know? I'll just be this guy. I was like, I'm a prison guard. And he's like, oh, prison guard, oh. Isn't it crazy that anybody out there believes Jeffrey Epstein killed himself? I was like, holy shit, back up to 3 stars, all right. He was a cool fucking driver, you know? I don't mind a taxi ride. I do take the bus a lot, and the bus in Vancouver, it's a very weird experience. I'll take the number 3 down to fucking downtown all the time, and that's a rough experience. Like, the bus in Vancouver is probably the only scenario I've ever been where you can accidentally get high from secondhand crack smoke. Yeah, have you guys ever been in another scenario where you can just be on your phone and go, why do I want to steal copper? What's with this catalytic converter? Hey, I'm rich, you know? I've seen some wild stuff on the bus. This was a while ago. I was standing at a bus stop next to some guy right here I didn't know, and a clearly deranged man came around the corner going, asshole, fuck you, asshole, fuck you. You know, and typically what you do in that situation is you just avoid eye contact, you'll be fine. Unfortunately, I'm a people pleaser. So when I heard him say, asshole, fuck you, I was like, oh no, is he mad at me? And I made eye contact, and he wasn't mad at me until we made eye contact, and now he was mad at me. He walked right up to me going, asshole, fuck you, asshole, fuck you. He came right here, and I handled that situation the same way the city of Vancouver's tackling the mental health crisis, by turning away to look at a mural. Yeah, just admired a painting on a building, hoped the problem would solve itself. Which, that's such a Vancouver realization. Have you guys ever realized you're too polite to have a survival instinct anymore? That was a horrible There was a dude right here turning into like a mushroom zombie from The Last of Us, and it was like, how long do you think that would take to paint, huh? Ooh, the detail, oh, he's biting my shoulder. That's good. That's... Obviously, he didn't. He just walked right up to me and yelled, get away, and started throwing haymakers. I was like, holy shit. I got out of there. His knuckles scraped this dude's cheek. I was like, Jesus Christ. The bus pulls up. The crazy guy yells, fuck you. He storms onto the bus. And then the dude next to me that almost got assaulted just looks over to me and goes, and follows him on the bus. Just so unbothered. I was like, dude, what kind of life are you living? That you almost get assaulted and you're like, again. Dude, I would kill to have that level of detachment, dude. Like, I can't handle confrontation like that. Like, if I have to send back bad food at a restaurant, I have to do breathing exercises. Can't handle it. But yeah, I've seen some very interesting stuff on the bus. This is the most recent story. It was very exciting. I watched a man finish a pint of ice cream without using a spoon. It was the best ride of my life. This dude just had a fucking long jacket. He just went like this and pulled out a fresh pint of Haagen-Dazs. He just ripped off the lid like tearaway panties and went, oh. Just went to town for like 5 stops, just eating. And then at a certain point, he bottomed out. He couldn't reach the milky goodness anymore. And did he quit? No. Do you know what this man did? He squanched the bottom, folded the opening. Yeah, I was appalled. All the women looked at their boyfriend and said, huh, wouldn't that be nice? All right, you guys have been a lovely crowd. You're going to love your headliner. Thanks for coming. Bye.